business insight about the Uber company. So imagine a world where transportation is as easy as ordering a pizza. That's the reality Uber had created. So Uber is a global technology company, has revolutionized the way we move around cities. By connecting riders with drivers through a smartphone apps, Uber has provided a convenient and affordable transportation solutions. So today we will explore now how Uber has transformed the transportation industry, its impact on urban mobility, and the future of ride hailing. So let's start. As we discussed in our technical queries in the previous video, let's start. The Uber as SQL database management system. This project is made by 6 members. Its our course code is MKD322. The first person is Sashi Kushwa. It's the registration number. Then the Gooden Kumari. Then this is the registration number of her. Then it's me, Lakshina. Then the Suryan Singh Yadav, Gaurav. Then Prince Gupta. So our database, we had made 5 databases to compare the overall data information of the live working of Uber's data collection. We have created 5 tables like customers table, we have created drivers table, trips table, pricing table, and location, where there are different columns and rows we have created. Like in customer table, we have created the customer ID of the customers, then age, gender, and location where they belong, and the unique ID, the customer ID. It's a unique ID where we can identify the customer is different from others. So then the next table is drivers table. Here also we have a driver's ID, age, gender of the driver, and the location where they belong, the trips table, and the pricing table, and the location table we have made. Then we have created the customers table as shown this. Through we have to run this query to create this table. Create customers, customer ID, primary key is the departure, age, integer, gender, location, and registration date. We have inserted customer details in a detailed format, like first person is Emily Johnson, then Michael Brown, Oliver Davis, Liam Wilson, Sophia Maggie. This is the persons. It's the 17 number of customers are there. Like they are started from 3 to 20. Then the next is the drivers table. For creation of drivers, we have run this query in MySQL, like creation of drivers table, like driver's ID, integer, primary key is the and name, age, vehicle type, year of experience, and rating. So we have inserted all the information about drivers in the table. Like the David Miller is the first driver, and then the Emma Garchika, William Martinez, Hayden Joe. These are the customers. These are the drivers. These are the drivers that we have put in the drivers table, and this is all information about the drivers. Then the next table is trips table. We have created trip tables, in the trip table the different columns are present, like trips ID, customers ID, driver's ID, and pickup location, drop off location, distance, price, trip date, foreign key as the customer ID that is present also in the customer table, and also in the trips table. So we say it as a foreign key, and the customer ID for driver's ID also is a customer foreign key. It's also present in the drivers table and it's in this trips table. So let's And then we have to insert these tables and different information of the trips in the table for a better clarification. Then we have made pricing table for which we have one column: pricing ID, base fare, distance rate, surge multiplier, and time of day. Pricing ID is then primarily it's a unique identifier of every price. Then the base fare and distance rate, search is decimal format, and the time of day is in varchar variable characters, which is maximum up to 20 variable characters. So we have to insert all the pricing information in the table, like pricing ID, base fare, distance rate, search multiplier, and time of the day. We have put all information of this pricing details in table. Then we have next created our location table, where location ID is present, city, state, average trip distance covered, and the average trip distance price. This two in decimal format, and this is a varchar. It's up to 50 variable characters, and the location ID is a primary key. It's a unique identity of every location. So we have put all information or insert all information in the location table. So the next we have to explain business questions or business insights about the Uber company. What the Uber company can face. Like first we have to get about the peak months, like identify the busiest month for trips for the Uber. Like at what month do we experience the highest volume of customer trips, identifying each peak month with the mean selling happens, which will allow us to optimize the resource allocation, improve customer services, and enhance operational efficiencies. So during the longest distance, so we have run this query for the identify the busiest month for the trip, like select trip and bracket trip date as months, count as trip count from trips, group by month, order by trip count in descending orders. So we have analyzed as a table format. In table format we make a bar graph, like Jan, Feb, March, April. This is the months up to December. It's 12 months, as we know. So it's their sum of distance. Sum of distance is this highest sum of distance of the month is, I think, June. Then the average of price of the trip is this Feb. Average prices in Feb, and average distance covered in June. So analyze from there. Then the peak days. Identify the busiest days for trips. At what day do we experience the highest volume of customer trips? Like identifying these peak days will allow us to optimize resource allocations, improve customer services, or to operational efficiencies during the busiest year of the days during the trips. So we have run this query, like select day, trip count from trips, group by date, order by trip count in descending order. We have made this chart according to trip count, like this 2 is the maximum days on which the trip is maximum, like 18 and 14 is sum of trip count. So after that we have identified customer segmentation based on trip frequency and total spendings, like how we are effectively characterize customer segments based on their trip frequency and total spending patterns in order to tailor our marketing strategies, optimize customer retention efforts, and maximize revenue opportunities across different levels of consumer behaviors and spending habits. So we have we have identified this question, business question or business insight about this question, like how many customer segment is based on trip frequently. We have to run this query, like select customer ID, count, sum price. We have case query also, like when count greater than 10 and sum price is greater than 500, then high value, and the sum price 5 lesser than 5, and between 200 it's and 500, then medium value, and else low value. Then the end is customer segment strips, as we show through the this table. We understand about the customer's IT, trips, counts, total spending, customer segment. So as we are seeing here, that trip count is and 1 1, and every customer all are 1. Then its total spendings. The total spending ID is 14. Customer ID is 14. Who spend total spendings on the trips, and its low value as its sum price not more than 500, or it's not between 200 or 500. Choose. Determine the next most frequently traveled routes. So the next is determine most frequently traveled routes. Like we identify the most by analyzing travel patterns, customer data to determine which pathways are consistently used, thereby optimizing logistics, enhancing efficiency, and informing strategic decisions making for improved transportation and resource allocation. So for this we have to run a query, like select pickup location, drop off location, and count as trip counts from trips, group by pickup location, drop off location, order by trip count in descending order. Through this chart we identify that, like in this pickup location, drop off location, all trip count is 1, so it's equal on all the locations. This pie chart you can see, this 3D pie chart. So determine the rate at which customers stop using the services. Next we have to determine the rate at which customers stop using the services. We have to analyze the churn rate of our customers to identify patterns or factors contributing to their discontinuation of our services, and what strategies can be implemented to reduce this rate and improve customer retention. So with last trip, as we have run this query with last trip, as select customer ID, maximum trip date as trip by customer's ID, select count star is shown customers from trip where date difference is now, last trip date greater than 900. The churn customer is 100, stop, and 18 churn customers, the 18 customers stopped using the services. So the next is analyze customers feedback and ratings to gauge overall satisfactions. How can we effectively analyze customers feedback and ratings across various channels to assess overall satisfaction levels, identifying key areas for improvement, and enhance our products or services to enhance our satisfaction towards the Uber or their services related to their driving services and many more. So we have average customer ratings 4.6. It's a good rating. The Uber is doing good. So average rating, as we show in this graph, the average rating of customer is 12, 17. Both are the average rating customers. And sum of year of experience is experience more and this in fifth. So we can see customer rating is 4.6. Then analyze driver earning based on factors like day, work, trips, distance, search price. How can we analyze driver earning by examining key factors such as hours worked, trip distances, and search pricing to identify trends and optimize strategies for maximizing profitability and efficiency in riding hailing services? Like what insights can be gained to enhance driver performance and overall business insights? So the next is select driver's ID. Then the sum prices total earnings from trips tables grouped by drivers. So this is the table of the customers. After running this query, we get this table from the table, this chart from this table. Like the sum of average trip distance is in Orlando. Sum of average trip price is and also is Orlando. So Orlando is the earning based on factors like day work in the Orlando is good, trip distance and search pricing is also good. Then the next is identify location with constancy high demand for rides. Which location is high demand? Which location have a high demand for rides? We have to find out from this question. For this business insights, which geographical area demonstrate constantly high demand for rides, and how can identifying these locations inform strategic decision making on optimal location, improving customer satisfaction and profitability in our ride hailing business. So we have to run this query. After this, we get this table through the comments. Next, we have to calculate average rating and total revenue for each driver. So how can we calculate the average customer's rating and total revenue generated for each driver in our ride hailing services to better assess individual performance and identify top earners, enabling us to optimize resource allocations and reward high performing drivers? So for this, for calculating average rating and total revenue for each driver, we have to run this query. Like select sum price as total revenue, average rating as average. Then from trips data, we have to join two tables, trips tables and drivers table. We name this trips as T and drivers as D. Though driver ID is common, so T driver's ID is equals to D driver's ID. So we get from this total revenue and average rating. Then count the number of trips per month. So we have to count the number of trips that are in the per month. So let's by doing this query, select month and bracket trip date as month, and then count star as total trip by month, trip date, order by total trip in descending order, limit 1. So the month is 3 months and the total trips is 2. Like month is this and the total trips is 40%. How many total bookings have been made by male and female till now? Detailed breakdown on total number of bookings the male and female made during the trips. We have to analyze or observe from this question. So we have to run this query like gender, select gender, count bracket T trip date, T is a trips we named above, and as total bookings from customers ID. Here also we have to merge or join two tables like customers tables and trips tables. In both there's a common customer IDs. So from customers as C and join trips as T. On C customers ID is equals to T customers ID grouped by gender. C gender is customer, gender is customer. So total bookings is 9 for female and 9 for male. We made this chart. It's equally made. Then we have to determine the number of trips taken with each type of vehicle in grouped values in reverse alternate order. So we have to analyze the trips taken each time vehicle grouped value in reverse alternate order to improve the management, improve operational efficiency of the company. We have to run this query. Select D, vehicle type, count, T trip ID as number of trips, from trips as T, join drivers as D on T driver's ID, so D driver's ID, group by D vehicle type, order by number of trips. So only 7 number of trips. SUV vehicle type is 5 trips, van 3 trips, electric 3 trips. So this is the graphical presentation of this question. So this is the sedan, SUV, van, and then electric. How many total bookings have been made by male and female till now in respective to the car they chooses? Like we have to analyze how the booking made by male and female customer to date, segmented by specific cars models by preference. So we have to select D vehicle type, C gender, cow, yes, number of trips. From trips as T, join drivers as D on T driver's ID and D driver's ID, join customers as C on T driver's ID and customer's ID, group by D vehicle type, C gender, and order by number of trips in descending order. So this is a vehicle type according to gender and number of trips they have made. So sedan vehicle is by the male person or the male driver. Its number of trips in male is 4. SUV is female. It's a female person. It's made 3 rides or trips. And sedan is also female. It's made 3 rides. Van is male 2 rides. Electric is female 2 rides. SUV male 2 rides. Electric male 1 ride. And van is female 1 ride. So total number of rides can be graphical representation of sedan female, SUV female, and male. This is the graphical representation or a chart we have presented for this question. So next is, how does the average rating of drivers correlate with their years of experience? How does the average driver rating correlate with their years of experience, and what insights can be derived to improve drivers' performance, customer satisfaction, and retention strategies? Like we have to select year of experience. Average rating as average from drivers group by year of experience. We have chart average rating of year of experience. Like the higher rating is 4.8. It's 4.8. So this is how many drivers have a rating of 4.5 or higher. 17 customers. 17 drivers have rating have more than 4.5 or higher. For this we have to run this query, like select count drivers ID as high rated drivers from drivers tables where rating is greater or equals to 4.5. The 17 in, as we show, this higher rated drivers is 17. So which customer has spent the most on Uber trips in the last year? So for this we have to this query, like select customers ID, sum prices, total spend from trips where trip date is greater or equals to date sub per date, turn interval 1 year, group by customers ID, order by total spend descending order, limit 1. The customer ID is 10 and total spend is 52. Customer ID is 10, which customer has spent the most on Uber. Like the customer ID is 10, it's spent most of their life in this Uber company and spent 52 last year. So let's start with analysis. The the average distance rate and the average rating based upon the time in a day. So this graphical representation shows like peak, surge, off peak, mid peak, early morning. So what this can show, peak and surge times, it shows the higher fare and rates during peak hours. Example, rush hour, late evenings. So when demand for rides is high, Uber often implements surge pricing. This leads to increasing base fare and distance rates to incentivize more drivers to become available. So for early morning and off-peak times, the lower fare and rates when demand is low. Uber may decrease the fares and rates to attract more rides. This is typically observed during the early mornings. So during the early mornings, and it attracts, typically observed during hours of late nights hours when fewer people is using the services. So potential reason for this trend is for the supply and demand trends, like Uber pricing is designed to balance the supply drivers with the demand of for rides. So when demand is high, supply is limited. Prices increases to encourage more drivers to become available. And when demand is low, price decreases to attract more riders. Time-based pricing, and some reasons Uber may implement time-based pricing where fares vary based on the time of day or day of the week. This can contribute to the observed trends. So for this, if we also have location specific factors, we can say like pricing can vary significantly based on the locations, like population density or traffic congestion and all, and the location regulations influence demand for the supply. So then the next is ride types, like different ride types like UberX, UberXL may have varying fare structures and pricing dynamics. So by analyzing this graph, we can say Uber or the users can gain insights into when it might be more cost effective to seek Uber and potentially plan their rides accordingly. So understanding this trend can help ride anticipate potential fluctuation in fares during different times of day. So this is all about this average distance rate and average rating based on the time in a day. So like what is the state distance average rate? From this graph we analyze that. Like Nevada and correlate, have the longest average trip distances, indicating that Uber rides in these states tends to cover more crowd. So states like Ohio and Florida, Ohio and Florida, it shows lower average trip distance. This and I think this shows suggesting the ride in this area is generally short. A significant variable in the travel pattern across states. Some of states have relatively long average trip distance, while others have much shorter values. So, what is the reasons for this? Like the states with larger geographical area or more rural regions might have longer average trip distances due to the need of travel further between destinations. So, then the more densely populated urban areas may have shorter average trip, like distances people are more likely to travel short distance within cities. And like infrastructure also be a reason for the variability, like availability and quality of public transportation or other transportation options influence the demand of Uber rides, and consequently the trip rises. Then the next could be preferences or customs, like the culture and social factors can impact, travel patrons and the distance willing to travel for Uber rides. Or we can, like we say, this graph provides valuable insights into the average trip distance for Uber rides across the different US states. The state highlights the variability of in travel patterns and suggested the geographical, urban, and social cultural factors play a significant role in determining the average trip distance in each state. So this is the conclusion, according to me. What is the state, like in state distance average trip, like in the average trip is in this column view. So we can say this is the conclusion. So in the next analysis of the graph, like the total trips throughout the year with highest crossing states. In this graph we can analyze, like the we can observe the seasonal trends, like the month of the April shows a noticeable peak in trip count, suggesting that Uber usage might be higher during the period. Other months maintain a relatively consistent level of trips. The next is state level variation. The state level variation is there, while the graph provides an overall view of trip counts across states. It's difficult to identify specific trends or patterns at the state level due to the limited number of data or points. So the reason for this is it could be a warmer weather in April might encourage more outdoor activities and travel, leading to increased Uber usage. Then the next is holidays and events, like specific holidays or events occurring in April could influence, like occurring in could if influence travel patterns and Uber demands. Then the economic factors are also a reason, like seasonal fluctuation is also there in economic activities or employment rates might impact the travel behavior of Uber usage. In the last, I can say in this, by the analysis of this graph, like the graph offers a general overview of Uber trip count across the US states, like throughout the year. While it reveals a noticeable peak in April, more detailed data is needed to identify specific state and level trends. It is highest crossing states for the so this is analysis according to me. So I have explained, thank you. So I have explained all about the business insights of the Uber company. So this is all about by myself, and thank you for listening.